Hey, welcome back. Part 2 of Jack and Ron Podcast 32. Glad you're with us. Jack Dam Elliott, Ron Dam Williams.
How you doing?
The dirt of the broadcast industry.
So happy to be with you. And let me throw this out there too, Jack, just for a moment. You know, we had talked about this very briefly, and a lot of people said, "Gee, I'd like to get you guys to answer a few questions or just to say hi or something like that." Well, you know, we got Facebook. We have Facebook, and if there's anything you want to communicate with us, so we in turn can communicate with you, hey, go ahead and drop us a line, whatever the case may be. We'd be happy to hear from you.
Yeah, you can send it through Messenger on Facebook if you want. And then, if you want, we'll go ahead and not just maybe personally respond, but we'll go ahead and do it right here on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Wow, will that be fun? Hey, kids, that's going to be a great time. All right, something I wanted to mention real quick. You heard this story a few months ago where this young woman breaks down, her car runs out of gas. Okay, a homeless guy is there, and he's got $20, his last $20, gives it to her for gas. So she then, in turn, her and her boyfriend or husband or whatever, decide to put up a GoFundMe account for this homeless man. Well, then you've come to find out a little while later you get aggravated because you're finding out that this boyfriend and girlfriend are really taking a ton of money out of the GoFundMe account to go on lavish vacations and buy nice cars and all. And now it's just come out and been revealed that maybe all three of them were in on it and that this guy wasn't homeless to begin with. And I was thinking to myself, this homeless guy gave her $20 for gas. You know, if he's homeless and he's got $20, he's buying some crack. He's gonna buy him some kind of liquor or drugs. You know, he's not gonna just give
crack.
Well,
$20?
Well, I don't know.
Low end crack, man.
I just know that you got to figure what a homeless guy's going to give up $20. Okay, so anyway, now it seems as though all three of them may have been in on the joke, and they're not a joke, but this scam, because apparently the guy's name is John or Johnny, the guy who was supposedly homeless. He apparently felt like he wasn't getting his end of the bargain. So that's when it all came out that these two, boyfriend and girlfriend, were blowing more of the money than he was getting. And so then all of a sudden the whole thing gets the big reveal.
He didn't have any access to it at all?
Yeah, he had some access, but they were getting a lot more of it than he.
Yeah, well, it needs to be one of those deals. If you're going to get some money, all three of us have to be there when it happens.
Remember, if you're going to come up with a scam like that, be sure to have it in writing in a contract. Have your attorney work that thing over for you so that your scam is clean for you. All right? There you go.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later about it, Jack and Ron.
GoFundMe account?
GoFundMe, yeah.
Yeah, what if we did set up a GoFundMe account for Jack and Ron?
Yeah, just to keep us going until we return to the broadcast waves, yeah.
Just for shivers and grins.
Yeah, but see, first they'd have to have a place to send it. We got to get it set up. You know, we'll talk about that when we finish this broadcast. Let's go ahead and do that.
And I guarantee I wouldn't send it to our former employer's address because since the day we left, we've never seen one piece of mail that may have been delivered to us in almost an entire year.
We know they get the mail because I was receiving a magazine every month.
I remember that magazine because it came in a dark cover.
Yeah.
And there was
and you didn't know what it was. The only thing it had on it was my name.
Yeah. It was very suspect. Anyway, there you go.
Somebody's having a good time.
We need to get to a thing called News of the I'll Be Damned.
All right, bring it on.
All right. Sounds like I need new batteries in this little thing. There's a detective in Brooklyn, and he's run into some problems with his sergeant, his superior. He says he is now the pariah of the precinct in New York, and he told that to a New York Post interviewer. He said, "Nobody will ever take me seriously again. I'm known as the panty eater."
I'm sorry, the what?
Yeah, but the panty eater, because what happened was apparently this sergeant, a female sergeant, what was her name again? Sergeant Anne Marie Guerrera. Apparently, she shoved her panties in his mouth, and he blames the department.
Oh, did she have them on?
Well, no.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. That was inappropriate.
Well, he's now accused her of stuffing her panties in his mouth.
Okay.
And he blames the department, at least the management in the department, initially for ignoring his complaint about his boss and then leaking embarrassing details to the news media. The department allowed him, he says, to be humiliated, and that's what he intends to prove in court. He's 35 years old. He's assigned to the 72nd Precinct in New York. and he's been there for 5 years. And he said he was subjected to abuse almost on a daily basis
Wow.
from Sergeant Anne Marie Guerrero, however.
What was that her way of trying to get to know him?
I don't know. Apparently, in 2017, he was telling coworkers he had started dating someone, and so not her obviously, but when she got word of the fact that he was dating someone,
Yeah.
she burst out in front of everybody and said, "Well, if she doesn't call you back, it's because you got a little wiener." Now, I don't think your boss can really say that to you.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
what was this firsthand knowledge? Does anybody know?
see, I don't know.
Okay.
But all I know is that news of the I'll be damned. This poor guy is having a tough time just doing his job. And
That's
I feel
the reason
bad
I was
for him.
asking that. Who goes around with a pair of panties in their pocket?
Sometimes you never know when you're going to need a quick change, especially if you're a cop. You never know what you're going to run into. Yeah, I mean, it's serious too.
Usually it's the other way around. When the light comes on, they pull you over.
Yeah, and you're the one who
Yeah.
maybe soiled yourself.
Thank you very much.
All right, we got to get to our sleazy, trashy showbiz report. If I'm not mistaken, it's time.
All right. Latest in the Toy Hall of Fame. Who do they have? They put in Uno,
Uno, I love that game.
Pinball, and the Magic 8 Ball.
Pinball. This is the first time pinball's been put into.
Yep.
God, pinball's been around forever. My grandfather, Frank, would take me when I was about 5 or 6 years old up in Grays Lake, Illinois, and Crystal Lake in that area. He kind of was a wanderer. He lived with different people all the time, and he would take me when I was 5 or 6 to
Wanderer?
these different
The word is bum.
gypsy. He would take me to these different bars, and we'd go to these different bars, and he would go ahead and buy a round for everybody in the bar. These are little
Oh,
taverns, maybe
okay.
only 5 or 10 people in there. And Gramps would take me up there, and he'd have a shot of peppermint schnapps and knock it down with an old style. Anyway,
What'd he
would
get you?
And we had pinball, and so he'd stick me on a bar stool in front of a pinball machine. And I never became a pinball wizard, but I sure enjoyed playing.
Oh, same here, man. There are a number of places that were closed. You have to go to an arcade now for the most part to find a pinball machine. But I loved it, absolutely loved it, especially if you found one that you all of a sudden you got
Yeah.
good at, then you could hang for a little bit.
One of my favorites years ago was the Captain Fantastic pinball machine, based on the character from Elton John. And that was, man, it was one of my favorite pinball machines to play.
Simpsons.
Simpsons is a good one
Yeah, it was a
too.
good one, too. Gee, I got another story
Oh,
here.
yeah, I'm sorry, I interrupted
No,
that.
that's okay, man, because you know what? Every day that we work together, much like when we were on the radio, man, I learned just a little bit more.
Yeah, you learned about Grandpa Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the sexiest man alive? Well, we know who that is. But who's the sexiest man dead? Talking about old school.
Elvis?
No.
Paul
He
Newman.
did not make the top 3. Paul Newman.
Paul Newman's one of them?
Yeah, he was number 2.
Oh, Cary Grant?
No.
No,
I give
no,
you.
and it
I'll
won't be
give you-
Rock Hudson.
No, I give no.
No,
I'll give you one or two.
Gomer
more.
Pyle.
One more, my friend.
Ah. Oh, let me think real quick. A dead guy who was considered a real sex symbol.
Yeah.
Um,
They say it's the sexiest man dead.
I would say, God, what's his name? He was on. He was in the movie Roadhouse.
I know who you're talking about. Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he not on the list?
No.
Oh, wow.
He didn't make the top 3.
All right.
Paul Newman was number 2. James Dean was in 3rd place.
All right, I
I
can
think
see
he only
that.
did 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah. Is Marlon Brando still alive?
Marlon Brando is number 1.
My God, I got it.
And Marlon Brando was number 1.
Wow.
You know, he was always, the various pictures he was in, and of course, as he got older and bigger,
Boy, did he get bigger. I mean, as he got older, he got a lot less sexy.
He started
let's put it
wearing
that
a muumuu.
That's why his name didn't come to mind right away, because I wasn't thinking about the early days of Marlon Brando. I was thinking about Marlon Brando just before he checked out.
Yeah. Hey, well, the L.A. Rams have a play called Halle Berry.
That's one of their plays
Yeah.
in the playbook, a Halle Berry.
Yeah. And it's such a
So it
big
sounds
secret.
like a Hail Mary.
Yeah. Well, the Halle Berry actually contacted them, and believe it or not, they won't tell her what the play is. She wants
Well,
to know.
I think I would tell her. I don't think she's going to go leak it to another
Of course
team.
she'll leak it.
You think she would?
Oh, heck yeah. What does she care?
Well, okay.
Yeah. Hey, the Golden State Warriors are selling $100 passes to the building. Now, it gets you in the building, but you're not allowed to watch the game.
What?
It just gets you in the building. A $100 pass.
Not even on a TV?
Uh-uh.
Or maybe if you've got access on your phone?
Or maybe if you slide around, maybe if they have much like they have at other arenas, a place where you can go eat and they have the television on. Maybe
Yeah, I would think.
But as far as going to the arena to actually watch the game, they won't allow you to do that. For
And so you got to
$100.
pay $100 just to go in the building?
Yeah, it's
I'll stay home.
It's a building pass. And finally, Mary Kate Letourneau and Billy are back together, folks.
Aw.
This is after a trial separation. She says at that time when she was first busted, she didn't know having sex with a 12-year-old was a crime. If she had, she wouldn't have done it. That's Mary Kate Letourneau. I saw a picture.
Wait a minute. She was a school teacher, right?
Yes.
And she didn't know the law about messing with your students? And
Yeah. Well, see, here's the second thing. I'm calling bull on this.
Yeah.
Because she was arrested not once, but twice. Was it twice or three times?
I may have been a third time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
and I'm thinking, well, gee, after the first time you got busted, now you know. So why go back?
she just couldn't resist
No.
that little Billy.
And there were pictures of her and Billy and their two daughters.
How nice.
Yeah, so
Well, they're back together.
they
That's
are back
great.
together again.
Well,
so love
congratulations.
springs eternal
You two
as far
lovebirds.
as underage sex is concerned.
That's beautiful. All right, we got to get to Roy, the movie guy. Let's check in with Roy and see what he's got on the table today in terms of movies to take a look at. Here's Roy.
Thank you, Jack and Ron. Hello, everyone, and we're here to talk about movies that are opening up this weekend at your local theater. We'll start with Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, starring Eddie Redmayne, Jude Law, and Johnny Depp. This is the second of 5 movies planned in the prequel series in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and the 10th movie for the franchise. This time, Newt Scamander and Albus Dumbledore, now played by Jude Law, will attempt to take down the Dark Wizard Grindelwald, played by Johnny Depp, while facing new threats in a more divided wizarding world. Rated PG-13, runtime of 2 hours and 14 minutes. Next, from Paramount Pictures, the lighthearted comedy Instant Family, starring Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne. The story of a couple who adopt a teenage girl and her 2 younger siblings, and the trials and tribulations of becoming instant parents to become a family. Rated PG-13, runtime of 2 hours. Next, from Steve McQueen, the director of 12 Years a Slave, comes Widows, starring Viola Davis, Liam Neeson, Michelle Rodriguez, and John Barenthal. The story of 4 thieves who are killed in a police shootout, their wives now trying to pick up the pieces, are confronted by a crime boss expecting them to pay off their late husband's debt. Rated R, runtime of 2 hours and 8 minutes. And finally, Green Book, starring Viggo Mortensen, Marshala Ali, and Linda Cardellini. The story of Dr. Don Shirley, a world-class African-American pianist who's going on a concert tour in the Deep South in 1962. He recruits a tough-talking bouncer named Tony Lip from the Bronx as his driver and for protection. Despite their differences, they develop a friendship while confronting racism and danger in the era of segregation. Rated PG-13, runtime of 2 hours and 10 minutes. And that's it for the movies this weekend at the box office. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right.
Let me tell you something, man. The Green Book, a lot of people may not know what the Green Book is. And they say, why you name he was a pianist? Why the Green Book? The Green Book was put together. The guy was originally working for the post office. And for black people who are traveling, especially around or through the Deep South, it was always, well, where can I stay? Where
can I go and what roads do I not dare drive down?
Right. Where can I eat? And this guy put together this book called the Green Book, and that was in use.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not know this guy. I saw an interview with Ali. Don Shirley could speak 15 languages.
Wow.
He was an accomplished pianist, and yet and still they tried to treat him like. I'll put it this way. Go see The Green Book. I think you'll absolutely love it.
What was the first movie he covered? Roy covered.
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, it was good to hear that Johnny Depp is working again because I think he's had some money problems. So he's in that.
Well, you had a divorce.
Well, yeah, and anytime that happens,
Yeah.
usually there is money involved. And it's usually money going out and not coming in.
Thank you very much, unless you're Britney Spears.
All right. Yeah, she's managed to do it. There was somebody else who was involved in a one of those money things. God, who was it? Well, I'll think about it because it's coming. It'll come to me. But
Next week, folks. Next week we'll have the answer.
one of those Hollywood types who was expected to pay something like 20 grand a month to his ex.
20 grand a month.
I know.
I don't mean to interrupt, but see, let me tell you, I make enemies like this, and I don't care. If you are with a rich person, athlete, actor, or something like that, there's plenty of time for you to get your act together.
Yeah, get a little job going.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
something going on. Instead, you just sit there on your hiney, hanging out at the pool or something like that. He wants to divorce you, and all of a sudden, you want half. Heck with that crap.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to get that
we're
off
good.
my chest.
Okay. Here we go. It is Jack and Ron's exclusive, award-winning.
Yeah?
Dumbass joke of the day.
I'm ready to laugh, man.
You ready? Chad, you ready? Brandon, you ready? All right, everybody's ready. Here we go. A guy runs into a friend at the store, and he says, hey, how you doing? And a friend says, oh, hey, how you doing? And the guy says, oh, not so great. And his friend says, well, why? He says, well, I had to undergo a procedure yesterday. And the friend says, what type of procedure? Well, the guy says, I had my spine and my testicles removed.
Ooh.
His friend says, wow, was it painful? He says, well, sort of, but I did get some great wedding gifts. Come on, ring the bell. Sorry. Was it that bad? Yeah, Chad says yes,
okay.
it was that bad. All right. Well, that's why we call it dumbass joke of the day.
You could hear the crickets chirping.
All right. Somebody found it funny. Somebody got a guffaw out of it. Time to go to Hollywood to check with Mike Evans, who's been with us like 21 years now.
Yep.
Mike
He's gainfully employed.
And he continues to email me and go, when you guys getting a gig in the radio business? I want to come back on. I want to go live with you guys. I keep telling him, hey, as soon as some bright, intelligent,
Forward thinking.
hopefully
Yeah.
with a big bunch of money to offer, comes calling, we'll be back on the
Do
radio.
you think that's one of the problems, man? They
Might
think we
be.
want too much money.
It could be. The one thing I've heard from other people is, man, there's two of you. I can't afford two of you. Well, anyway, we'll let you know if it ever happens. Meanwhile, Mike's been with us all this time, and he continues with the podcast. And today, as usual, he starts out with his pop quiz. What is the pop quiz stuff this week?
This week's pop quiz theme, celebrities who own their own multi-engine jet planes. Remember, a lot of stars just lease private jets when they fly. Today, again, who owns their own jet? Barry Manilow, Bruno Mars, Jimmy Buffett, or Sting? I'll give you the answer in just a minute. Good news, bad news for Bill Cosby. Bad news. His latest hardship request to be let out of jail will be denied on Monday. Good news, Cosby is getting a trip to California October 7th of next year. That's when he will go on trial for raping a model at the Playboy Mansion. By the way, the Playboy Mansion even smells nasty. And that grotto they have there, believe me, it really stinks. Movie news, The Fire isn't even out yet, and already there are several producers planning a movie on the Paradise, California fire. By the way, there are still over 100 people missing. Meanwhile, the Golden Globes and the Oscar officials are working together to secure funds for the California fire victims. Wow, celebrities doing something positive. That's very impressive. TV news, CBS is the #1 network. NBC is the #2 network. Fox and ABC are way behind, despite ABC Nightly News being #1 in that platform. Steve Colbert and Jimmy Fallon are now tied. However, they still don't have the numbers that Leno and Letterman once had. Some odds and ends. Seems a little odd that Paul McCartney is looking to move from the lower west side of New York City to Midtown and has looked at the Dakota. Well, that's where John Lennon was murdered. If you are a nervous flyer and you like to have a drink before flying, don't go to England. They just passed a new law. No alcohol sold in England airports. And Alec Baldwin is fed up, disgusted, and hates the paparazzi so much he's telling friends he just may retire. Comment. Look, the only thing bigger than Alec Baldwin's temper is his ego. He's not going to retire. Jeff Goldblum just released a jazz album. And boy, he plays a wicked piano. Jeff Goldblum's jazz album, really good. And how much do I love Christmas? Well, last night we put up our Christmas tree. And let me be the first to say to you, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I love me some Christmas. And he answered the pop quiz question, name the name of the celebrity who owns a private jet, Barry Manilow, Bruno Mars, Jimmy Buffett, or Sting. The answer is
All of them?
Really, Sting?
Jimmy Buffett. Movie reviews tomorrow. Have a great day, Mike Evans. See ya.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You know what?
Jimmy Buffett's been around for forever, so
And
I can see that.
I was hoping he would say John Travolta because we all know he owns his own jet, flies his own jet. He's licensed to fly a 747, which he owns, and he has his own private landing strip at his house, and he has his own airplane hangar.
Which is on that plane is where a lot of the rumors about John Travolta got started. What do they call it? Cruise control.
And cockpit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the rest of the plane as your as your plane
you're
is
30,000
on
feet above
auto
it.
cruise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, well, anyway, we won't get into that. If you don't know the story, hang on. That's something else we might bring up a little bit later on. It's kind of a touchy subject.
All right, we've got to do Tribon. We do this each week. We give you 3 words. You got to come up with one word. That's one word that works with the 3, and the answer has to match ours. Well, or mine. And so I'm going to quiz Ron, Chad, and Brandon, the other members of the staff.
Come on, guys.
Here are your
Remember
words.
last week, don't you? You failed miserably. Come on.
I think
Come on.
Chad got it last week.
Good.
Yeah, he
Really?
did.
Oh, what? Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Here we go. This one is so easy. I made it easy so we wouldn't waste any time. The 3 words, waiting, cattle, booty.
Waiting.
Cattle.
Wait a second. Waiting or waiting?
Waiting.
Waiting.
Waiting, cattle, booty. Come on, you guys got it. Brandon? No?
Waiting. Cattle.
Chad, no?
Booty.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
I thought
stumped.
you guys would get this one. The word is call, like call waiting on your phone, cattle call, and a booty call. Come on. Got you on that one, didn't I? All right.
That was pretty good.
I thought
That was pretty doggone good.
I thought that one was easy. All right.
Did you?
I did at the time.
All right. Well, I'll see how you do with Too Tough Trivia.
Yeah, it's about time to wrap things up. Let's get to Too Tough Trivia before we wrap it up completely.
Well, as I said, you got one of the 3 questions correct.
Right.
And we'll get to that right away.
Okay.
The last state to change its capital was...
Oklahoma.
That's right. The capital was in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Right.
And I don't know what it was about Guthrie they didn't like, but they moved it to Oklahoma City.
I think Oklahoma City was just a little more centralized,
I was thinking a little bit more upscale.
a little more hip.
Yeah, well,
maybe that too.
Well, look at Oklahoma City now, and
Look at
never
Guthrie.
mind. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. All right,
We love you, Guthrie.
don't you forget it.
Yeah.
All right. The other, who's faster, Coyotes or Roadrunners?
All right, I said Roadrunner, but I guess I was wrong.
Yes, you were. As a matter of fact, Coyotes are twice as fast as Roadrunners. Roadrunners max out at about 20 miles per hour. Coyotes, 43 miles per hour.
Woo, that's moving, man.
So, you look at those cartoons and you think, well, this is really stupid. Roadrunners, like, absolutely.
43 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And that's faster than that old guy was doing on the Broadway extension in front of me yesterday. Good God. You've been there before. I'm
You
sure.
honk your horn or just go around?
I just went around.
Oh, there you go. And finally, female senators were not allowed to wear pants on the Senate floor until what year?
I believe I said 1968. Can I take a second shot at it?
Of course you can.
1972.
Wow, that's wrong too.
Okay. What year is it?
1993.
Wow.
I was shocked as well. The women were not allowed to wear pants on the Senate floor until 1993?
So they always had to wear a dress or a skirt. Were they allowed to wear micro mini skirts?
No. And you saw some of the the senators, the female senators.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be.
Would you want
be
them wearing a
grateful,
micro mini? Yeah.
But that's crazy, man. And now look at how many women are going into to Congress this coming session.
Well,
that's a
and
ton.
I think the pantsuit was made famous by Hillary Clinton to some extent.
You are correct, my friend.
Because she sure wears a lot of them. I don't think I've seen her in a dress in 10 years.
Well,
that I can recall.
Well, I don't think she wants to show her cankles.
Okay.
Well, I'm serious. I'm
Well,
serious.
That is a female issue, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, I think we got to wrap this thing up and get out of here and take off and remind you that we'll be doing it again next week. We might not be doing it next week because it's Thanksgiving and we'll be off that week. So I'm acting like this is a real job. We'll be off next week for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Hey, our producers need some time off
Yeah.
too.
Well, first-
to be with friends and family and meals and things of that nature. Come on.
And more importantly, on Tuesday of next week, I'm flying to Las Vegas. And I'll be there till Thanksgiving morning, at which time I'll fly down to Phoenix and attend the Phoenix International Auto Show, which opens on Thanksgiving Day. And then I'll have Thanksgiving dinner with the family, probably some adult beverages, and God knows what else. Doesn't it sound like a fun time?
Actually, Vegas does.
Yeah. It's going to be good. Anyway,
You better believe it.
we got to get out. We got to end this thing. Remember, when you go out to do what you do, do it like Jack and Ron and Chad and Brandon do. Go out there and be the very best at whatever it is you do. Be the best, like Jack and Ron. Go on, give it 110, 120, 130% effort. Like Jack and Ron, go out there and give it hell.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Good day.
Are you ready for some football?
We are. Come watch the game at Louie's Grill and Bar.
Fans know that Louie's Grill and Bar is the place to watch football. We have all the big games and world-famous burgers, pizzas, wings, and more. At Louie's, we're in your neighborhood.